This is actually a bonus episode where I'm talking about reality TV with my friend Asia Powell. How are you doing today, Asia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So thank you so much for coming on. I just felt like this would be a great episode because me and her are always talking about different reality TV shows and just, sharing different things. So I'm like, you know what? Let's have a conversation about this.
That
See what we're going into. So first I want to start it off with like a little bit about yourself, anything you're willing to share, and then we can go into the segment.
I just had a birthday. I just turned 29.
Yes. Happy birthday.
I'm originally from Chicago, but I live in Arizona. I came out here for grad school. And then I ended up getting a job, so I just stayed out here. Um, what else? I am one of five. Um, yeah.
Oh, wow. So how is it having a lot of siblings? That's one thing I do wanna ask before we start.
It's fun.
Okay.
I would say it's fun because it's like always having built-in friends.
Mhm.
Um, but I also think it prepared me for having friends because
Okay.
like you get the different dynamics. I will say though, having siblings, it prepared me for having friends, but then it also taught me lessons in having friends.
Yeah.
Um, just because like I fight with my sisters and like we might not apologize, but it's like you can't carry that over into how you operate with your friends. Like there needs to be a conversation. You got to apologize, you got to kind of move forward.
Okay.
So it's definitely a learning curve because it's like the way but you kind of also see like, okay, the way I operate with my sisters is not going to be the same way I operate with friends because it's like my sister's always going to be my sister, and that's a bad thing to say. But like she's always going to be my sister, and so it's kind of like, all right, we'll get over it. But
Yeah.
a friend, like, I'm like, okay, I actually have to apologize. Like, gotta see where the other person is coming from.
Yeah.
So it's pros and cons.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I feel like sometimes having friends was harder for me because I didn't have sisters, and then I have a younger brother. I'm the oldest, so everything was like trial and error, so
Yeah.
what are you the youngest of the 5 or middle
The
child?
middle.
Middle, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm the middle. So I have an older brother and an older sister, and then two younger sisters.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's not too bad. That's
Yeah.
cool. Alright. So, what are some of the TV shows you grew up watching, and why do you like reality TV? Yes.
I like reality TV. Because I always say my life is not as interesting as the people I watch on TV. Like,
Okay.
not that my life is boring, but like there really isn't much drama. Like I don't have friendship drama.
Mhm.
Um, like it's not like I always say if a camera was to follow me around, people would be bored because they would be
Okay.
like, okay, you do the same things. You're like it's very routine. And so I'm like, let me watch something and watch people do things that like me personally, I probably would never do.
Mhm.
Um, I grew up on let's see, I grew up on like I used to watch Flavor of Love,
Okay,
um,
yeah.
like the original Bad Girls Club when it was on
Right.
Oxygen. What else? I used to watch Tia and Tamara when they had a reality show, Kimura's reality show way back in the day.
Right.
Um,
Ron's House is another one I love too.
Run's House, I
Yeah.
used to watch that. I used to watch John and K plus 8, like some of the TLC reality shows. Um, what else? I feel like there's been so many reality shows that have kind of come and gone.
Yeah.
Um,
I was a
the
big fan of Simple Life when that was on.
Did I watch I never watched Simple Life.
That was a good one. I like My Super Sweet 16 too growing
Yeah.
up. I actually liked all the little MTV ones when they had, like, Next, and they had, like,
Yes.
where the parents would pick the day,
Yes.
parental control, I think, and then Silent Library, like, those were cool. So I liked some reality TV because I wanted to be a psychiatrist growing up. Like for a long time, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. So for me, reality TV is kind of like a social experiment of like how people act and also how people react to it and what behaviors they mirror, what behaviors they find okay, what behaviors they don't find okay. I think I was talking to my security person right before New Year's, and we were talking about Married to Medicine, and
Mhm.
I was telling her, like, how people feel about quiet lets me know how they are, because literally, people think it's crazy, but literally, like, she's one of the reality TV persons that really, like, was actually a victim in the situation, and people still like, like, act like she's demonic and just did something, but really she was just being Miss Quiet, and she loves Quiet too, so I said, "Okay, so we really are we here, cause."
You know what I think? Quad is a really polarizing reality person, and
Mhm.
not polarizing in a way like that she acts, but I think I've come to realize why some people either love her or some people either hate her. And I truly think it boils down to people that typically dislike her. And this might come off so wrong, but I just think it is an insecurity thing
Okay.
because I think she's somebody who is just so sure of herself.
Mhm.
Like she thinks highly of herself. She's very sure of herself. And sometimes it could come off because I've heard people say that they don't think she's humble. And it's like, I truly just think that is for people who are not sure of themselves, it kind of rubs them the wrong way of somebody being like, this is who I am, this
Yeah,
is
take it or leave
how
it.
it is. Like you either like it or you don't. And so it teeters that line of like, if you're not sure of yourself, seeing somebody that's super duper confident will probably rub you the wrong way. Because in reality, I'm like, she's not somebody that is on TV like acting a fool every week. It's just, it really comes down to a confidence thing. And like, because I did a rewatch recently, and I'm like, she's just somebody who she's her. Like, and you kind of either like it or you don't. Like,
But my thing
she
is
loves the heck out of herself.
I'm okay if people don't like somebody, like, they just don't
Yeah.
like them, but to make it seem like she did something wrong is where I feel like it's weird because, like, literally, if you watch the seasons we were talking about it, season 1, everybody was talking mad cash money trash about Quiet to her face,
Mhm.
behind her back, even her so-called bestie, Mariah, was talking trash, making it seem like she just some low down in the dirt type of person that like just could not be in society with them. And even like to the point, I don't like Dr. G, but even to the point where they're like, oh, you're dating a psychologist. Knowing that man is a psychiatrist, which is not
Yeah.
different because he's a doctor, trying to downplay it. Like everybody was just really honestly, I feel like a lot of people give Jackie and Dr. Simone a lot of smoke for how they treated Quad, but they said the least out of everybody. And maybe they got a good edit. I don't know. Like I feel like Mariah, Toya, and Carrie said more than them two. Like,
I always say I felt as if Mariah kind of tainted how the other women saw Quad.
yeah,
Especially because Quad knew them through Mariah. And
correct.
so I always felt as if, like I always tell people, Mariah was okay when Quad was below her, right?
Hmm.
It was like this hierarchy, right, below. But it was like this hierarchy of Mariah was a doctor's wife. She had been a doctor's wife for so long. Quad had not been with a doctor that long. And so it was like this kind of imbalance of I'm here, you're here. We start the show. You then become here, the show airs, you become here,
The
and
most
so it's
popular
like
one.
this
Yeah.
imbalance of I was okay with you and you were my best friend when it was this. We were even still good when it was this. But the moment you became a little bit above me, it became a problem. Um, and I oftentimes see commentary of people saying like, "Oh, Quad only got with Greg because of the show," and I think a lot of people forget that by the time Quad and Greg divorced in season 6, they had been together for 10 years, which would have
Right.
been them being together for 4 years prior to the show even happening. So it wasn't like, oh, we got together for the show. No, they
Yeah.
had been together. They just got married
For the
right before the show
show,
happened.
yeah. Right. So, yeah, that is another thing, like, honestly, my girl shoulda ran for the hills, but I will say, like, that's something I noticed too. As soon as everybody realized, like, Kawhi was the breakout star, it felt like Mariah just couldn't do it no more, and then their whole situation, the whole fallout is because, like, she was talking trash about her, and Kawhi just opened her eyes, and honestly, even if Rico Chappelle never said anything about the situation, Kawhi coulda watched the TV show and saw the things that Mariah was saying, and I always say you have to be weary of women that's always trying to big sister you. That
Mhm.
that's
Karen Huger is one of those.
a red flag.
Karen Huger does that a lot.
Right.
And I think to me, it comes off more so as a manipulation tactic to
100%.
kind of keep you under their wing to where you won't go against them.
Right.
Um, but a lot of people starting out, and I saw it earlier in the early days of Quad, even when I think it was season one, when I can't remember if it was Toya or Carrie when they were saying stuff and Quad was like, "Oh, where did you hear that from?" And they were like, "Oh, your best friend." And she was just like, "No, she would never do that." And it's like, maybe it's time to open up those
Yeah.
eyes and
Yeah.
see that your friend that how else would they know this information?
Right, exactly, and I think it was Toya because Toya was saying everything about everybody that first season. I don't know what she was on, but she said everything that she could say about all of them, so that's it. How are you feeling about the new season since we're talking about Married to Medicine? How are you feeling about it?
Um, it's good. Like it's
Mm,
Married to Medicine always starts out slow to me.
mm. I feel
I
like it
think
started off pretty hot this season though.
I think it's starting off high as far as personal story, but
Yeah.
I think the group dynamic for them as a whole is kind of starting off slow.
Mhm.
Um, I'm very interested to see. I think the most personal story, like I'm really interested to see where Quad's personal story goes.
Mhm.
Um, And then I think another personal story that I'm interested in is Mimi and Steve and
Yeah.
their whole family dynamic. And then I'm interested to see how the newbies, Angel and
Brandy.
Brandy,
Mhm.
how they fit into the group.
Mhm. I like all the new people so far. I do think it is apparent that Dr. Heavily is a little bit out of the loop. I'm interested to see her story, and I want to know if she's gonna win or not. That's what I'm interested in. And I want to see what with Card and King. Like a lot of people online are basically saying, "Oh, he doesn't like her." I will say some of the jokes are a little bit too much, but it's not as bad as they're trying to make it seem. Especially that last episode, I actually agree with him. Like they're very late in the game trying to have a baby, and that could be mentally taxing, financially taxing, emotionally taxing. So he's not saying anything wrong when he's bringing up that. I think
I
he,
I thought that I did see some of the commentary when people were like, "Oh, I don't think he wants a kid. He's talking about a car." I didn't take that as him saying like, "I don't want a kid."
Right.
I took that as him saying, "We're spending upwards of $20,000 for like each session. And in the end, if it doesn't work out, like that's a lot of money shelled out for just kind of like a possibility." So I
Mhm.
got what he was saying there. I didn't really take offense to that. I was just like, I kind of put it, a doctor I used to work with went through IVF,
Mhm.
and her husband, I think, went through probably like 4 or 5 rounds, and she was saying how each round was $20,000, and
Yes.
so they didn't get a baby until the 5th round, but it's like you spent 100 plus $1,000 on this, and it's like, had it not worked out, it's like, that's just money kinda thrown down the drain, so I understood what he was saying. I think with him, you can tell he's, 1, not comfortable on camera,
Mhm.
and I think that's a really big thing. You can tell he's not comfortable on camera, and then 2, it seems as if he kinda is just like, one of those people who, like, they're very sarcastic, and so sometimes it comes across like, "Was that a joke, or
Right.
like, were you
Right.
being serious?"
Right. I get that too. And I didn't think it was as bad, like, cause I don't think he means any harm. But
Yeah,
like I said, we don't know that man, so maybe do we?
that yeah, it could
Time
be.
time will tell, but they were just like saying like, "Oh, if Dr. G made that joke." Dr. G was never making jokes. He was being mean. Like that's the
That man
like
was physically hitting her. So
it,
I don't think like
it, and
I don't
then
think Tom cares.
he got a new wife and was doing the same thing. So it's not like he was just doing it to quiet. Like literally, Sweet Tea was like she was right about some things. So
Right.
honestly,
But I also think
table that.
sometimes, and I even have to like tell myself this, I think sometimes as reality TV watchers, I sometimes think we put our own like personal
Yeah.
experiences onto these people, and
Right.
it's like that might be the relationship dynamic that they feel comfortable with. I mean,
Right.
because look at Toya and Eugene, like that relationship dynamic would never work for me.
Yeah.
But like whenever people are like, "Oh, I feel bad for Eugene," I'm like, I don't. Like they've been married almost 20 years. That works for them. Like,
I do still feel bad for him because of the money thing though. Like as far as how she talking to him, like if he like it, I love it. But like stressing yourself out because you want to live a good life and you are a doctor and you know you make good money is crazy. Like you're in the top 1% of the population and you're still having like regular middle class problems with financial issues.
you
Yes.
know what? I
That's
stopped I stopped feeling bad for Eugene when he came out and said that Toya makes more money on this show than he makes as a doctor. And
okay.
so I said, okay, I have to stop. Like, if you come out and say, my wife makes more money than me, I can't feel bad for you that that you're letting your wife trick off on y'all money by Birkin bags, and because, hey, you said it. I can't. And then I saw somewhere recently that Toya was like, the $600,000 that they put down on their new house came from her checks that she makes on the show. And so I was like, okay, well, hey, that's the dynamic that works. So I can't feel bad for somebody if they don't see a problem with how their dynamic works.
What I wish though is although heavenly be giving them hell, I get it. Like she could be alive, but I ain't gonna lie, that's my girl. I think she's hilarious. I find it funny. It's probably just because I'm not at her, mercy. But you have to take into account. She has her own practice that she owns. Her
Mhm.
husband has his own practice that he owns. That's what y'all trying to do. It is okay to listen to some of the things he is trying to tell you. Take your ego out of it and listen to what that lady got to say. Both of them to have their own practices. They're not. going to hospitals. They're not they have private practices and they own the building or either they have a nice lease. Either way, they've been doing it for years with great reputations, not shutting down, still board certified. Even Brandy said she worked for Damon when she came.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the doctors that come on, they respect Dr. Damon. He has his own practice. Listen to what they're saying when it comes to the money. Tune the other stuff out. But that is the people I will be talking to out of everybody on the show. The two people that own their practices and not taking out their 401ks and Roths. No shade. That's it. It's God, but that is crazy. Like, hopefully they get it back tenfold. But listen to the people who do got it and doing what you're trying to do. It's okay to humble yourself.
You know what I truly think it is? Toy and Eugene just they're not ambitious. And I think it might sound bad to say, but they are just like I think like Heavenly and Damon wanted it bad, right?
Mhm.
Because Heavenly always says Damon worked in the ER until he just couldn't do it anymore. And then that's when he opened his own practice. And
Mhm.
so it's just, I think Toya wants to be a housewife.
Right.
That's what she wants. She wants to be a housewife that plays tennis, that goes out to lunch with the girls. And I just don't
And
think,
those parties.
yeah,
And
like I just don't think she wants to be like a worker. And that's, it's nothing bad. Like everybody wants different things, but like, I don't think she wants to work. And so it's like, I think that's where where they kind of bump heads because you have somebody like Heavenly who is super ambitious, and then you have somebody like Toya who is okay with just staying home.
yeah. I agree with that, but at the same time, literally, my thing is even without the ambition, you don't have to start a business. I know she does her wine thing, but ask Heavenly and Damien how they got the buildings. Ask them what they did to, because there's no way you should be depending on Scott and Contessa. And honestly, if you can afford a $2 million home, you can afford a building that in Atlanta somewhere to start this wellness thing. Like I'm just not understanding.
But realistically, I never saw, to me, they never really had a concrete plan on what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so it was like, what is it? Because Toya kept talking about we could make a lot of money with Botox. But it's like, realistically, have you thought about how many people in Atlanta are actually getting Botox?
Yeah.
Have you thought about how many other places offer, like, have you truly thought about it versus
Did the
having,
research.
yeah, versus like thinking about how much money you can make? Because it's like, if the demand for Botox is not that high in Atlanta, you opening up another clinic that offers that is kind of like you would be wasting money.
Right. And I know the Ivy thing probably could make a lot of money, especially when Atlanta's like party city. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what is happening with that. I'm interested in seeing that storyline too to see because this been going on for a while. They've been talking about this since like season 3, season 4. So to me, it's kind of
Because
it has.
Eugene had that little clinic
Yeah.
back in like season, was it like 3 or 4? The
Yeah.
IV thing that he was doing. And so I'm like, what happened to that?
And he was making house calls and things. I think that's what this business is supposed to be, but I don't know. I feel like they've been talking about the same things for a long time, and I'm trying to see the results. Like by now, we should have got some. Like the
Somewhere. Yeah.
yes, you got too many successful people with their own practices to not.
Matter of fact, Dr. Jackie literally has a wellness clinic.
Yeah,
She owns a wellness clinic in addition to owning her private practice. That's somebody right there who you could talk to.
and Dr. Jackie actually was my aunt's doctor too.
Yeah. So it's
She
like
can get
even
out
if you
there.
didn't want to listen to Heavenly, um, you
Go to
literally have
Jackie.
Dr. Jackie who has the experience that could probably tell you, okay, this is what worked out for me, this is what didn't work out, you know?
Right.
Because I think Jackie also does Botox in her clinic as well.
She probably does. I think Dottie Jackie is plugged in for sure. And that's another one I forgot to mention too. Like, yes, they should ask her. Her, Heavenly. I mean, they could even still ask Contessa and Scott so they can know what not to do because whatever they're doing
I truly,
is a good idea.
and it's probably the petty in me, but every season, Contessa's bottom half of what kind of doctor she is changes. So when I saw this season that they were doing like this private practice, and she's like, "Yeah, we had to send our patients, and we don't know when we're gonna." I'm like, "Did you not like?" I just was like, "Was the smart thing not to maybe rent out a space so you could still see these patients?"
Right.
Because I'm like, "What kind of patients are you seeing where you could just kind of let them go and say, well, we'll be open, maybe here,
Hope
and then
they
they
come
come
back.
back." Yeah, I'm like, how do you know these people have not found somebody else in the meantime?
Yeah. I don't know. I will I wanna root for them, like Issa Rae said, I wanna root for everybody black, but a lot of the stuff they do don't make sense for people who are supposed to be in, like, good financial standing. They are not your every day-to-day person that, might live paycheck to paycheck, might have a surplus. They are supposed to be very wealthy, and some of the struggles they're having don't make sense to me. And then for them to not have any debt too, because they were both in the military, so they were debt
Yeah.
free and stuff. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding it. But hey, America is expensive, so we'll just let
But
them.
then you also have to think they have 3 kids. Those kids probably go to private school. They have that big house. I don't think their house is paid off. So,
Yeah,
and I know at one point Contessa was taking care of her dad. So
yeah, that is
it's
true.
you know
That's a
it's
lot.
it's a lot. Yeah, but I wouldn't have pulled from my 401k.
No
I we would have had to do some fundraising,
craft funding.
because I wouldn't have pulled. I'm like, no, I wouldn't have pulled from my because you have to pay taxes on that.
I don't know. I wish them the best, but
Yeah,
say right now this season is probably 8 out of 10 for me. I think it's doing pretty good, so I'm excited to see them move forward. And
yeah. I think the only person that's really kind of just to where I'm like, oh god, who I can do without is Simone. I
yeah.
used to really like her. Like, I
Really?
used to really like Simone in the early seasons,
I was
and my dislike for her came during season 5 when it started to become like the breakdown of her and Quad's friendship.
mhm,
Because she's somebody who feels entitled to
mhm,
people's business, but also feels entitled to people's lives. And her entitlement, like while Quad was divorcing Greg, just never sat right with me because I'm like, if you're somebody's true friend, you meet them where they are. If
especially
your
in a time
friend,
like that.
yeah, I'm like, if your friend is not ready to talk about something, let them be. They will come around, like create a safe space. Because I'm like, you constantly hounding them about their business is not going to want them to tell you their business. Like it's just not gonna happen. Um, and so she's just her entitlement. Um, really rubs me the wrong way. And then she's always yelling, and I'm just like, ugh,
Whisper.
let's use our inside voices.
Yes.
But it's just, yeah, and then that situation with her son, I'm just like, I was watching that scene, and I was just like, if I ever,
All 3 of the men in that house needed their ass whooped, period. Like,
I'm like,
no
if
no
I ever
Straight
at my
F's.
grown age, thought I was going to be entitled to my mother's money.
Yes,
That probably would have been the last day that she ever did anything for me.
exactly. Exactly. It was embarrassing. Like, y'all are grown ass men begging for some woman's money. That is sad. We don't shame men enough for the stuff that
We don't,
really
because
don't.
I'm just
That was
like,
so sad.
you're creating entitled kids because it's like, okay, I think their kids probably have to be like 26, 27.
One of them 25, the other one I think 27. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like at some point, like at 25, I was out on my own, like paying my own bills and doing things on my own. Like
Right.
my parents were there, like if I needed something, but I wasn't depending on them. And it's like you set them up for failure by constantly like giving, 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 giving.
Mhm.
Because then I'm like, what happens when he gets a wife? He's gonna want the wife to take care of him.
Exactly. And my thing is, she gave you a leg up. You are a rich black boy in America. That is a leg up. It's very rare. It doesn't even
And both
happen
of
like
those,
that.
I didn't realize it until when she was like they're graduating school. Both of those boys, it took them longer than the typical 4 years to graduate. And so I'm like, she was paying college tuition for more than 4 years. Like,
Right.
you really, like, if we're being honest,
And you were
you
going
had a super leg up.
and my thing is they was going to Georgia State. Like, no shade. Georgia State is it's a school, it's good, but it's not super hard. Like, what? Why are you taking so long to go to Georgia State? Like, that doesn't make
Well,
sense.
the oldest son did go to Howard because he went to Howard when I think I might have been a sophomore when he started.
Okay.
But he only stayed there, I think, a semester. I don't even think he did a full year. I think he might have did a semester and then went back to Georgia. No, I think he might have done a full year, went back to Georgia. And then I remember during one of those seasons, they were like, oh, he's taking a gap year. And I'm just like, a gap year in the middle of college?
Yeah.
If I told my parents I was taking a gap year in the middle of college, that it would have never happened.
Couldn't have been me.
Couldn't have
Sad.
been me.
Couldn't have been me. Child, I started college in high school. I went to Georgia Southern University my year of high school. So
I
that's how
still remember when I was entering my senior year of undergrad, and my parents were like, "Okay, so what's next? Like, what are we doing next?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a gap year and figure it out." They were like, "The hell, you're not." They were like, "No, you're not. You need to start figuring that out right now."
It's too late.
It's no.
Yeah.
I'm like, it really shows that some people really baby boys. Um, and then I had to think where Cecil said he didn't move out of his mom's house until he got with Simone. And so I'm like, he was babied and then went to somebody else who was
Right.
dating. So
Never got to live on his own or have a roommate. So,
yeah.
so yeah. But hey, if she like it, I love it. I think I never really cared for Simone because it was like, she was never a dynamic personality in my opinion, but that season where she got mad at Toya because Toya was just addressing her dancing on Eugene, that's when I
Yeah.
thought, I don't fuck with girls like that. I'm sorry because you are in the wrong and you're doing this on all kind of stuff that she telling you something she ain't like you did to her husband. I was like, no, because she don't know how to be wrong. I can't stand nobody that don't know how to be wrong. I cannot. That's when I never saw it for her. I was like, no, she don't know how to apologize.
But
How to say she wrong. She
her versus
gaslighted. the fuck out of Toya, and Toya let her. That's when I was like, "Okay, Toya might be dumb as hell too, cause you not finna gaslight me, cause you dancing on my husband. Girl, girl, like, you fucking
But Simone versus Toya created one of my favorite memes
oh, yeah.
where she's walking around.
I'm thinking, like, what? And she and like, I got do you think? Do you use your brain?
That like
Do
she
you?
used to that's another reason why I don't buy them being as good friends. There's no way you could be good friends with somebody who thinks you're stupid. Like
That's
Simone told her on multiple occasions how dumb she was.
l leasing cars. Like, all that stuff was said by Simone. Nobody else said it but Simone. That also parlays into the other, people we watch, Potomac. There's no way Ashley and Robin was gonna be friends for real because if somebody tell the world I got $27 in my bank account, it's on site. Like, it's on site. Even if I really did have $27, that's not your business to tell. What? Wait, what? Who even says that? Like, you were on a freaking playground swing looking at Katie Thompson. Oh, they only got $27. Girl, go to hell. Like, actually, I'm sorry. I don't say people go to hell for real, but I might be going because that is
Oh god.
didn't have that to do. Like, I don't understand what made her. They was like, you know what? We're gonna leave this girl alone because she don't say
Ashley
anything.
really used to be a menace.
Ashley would do anything for
I
her.
don't like Ashley. I never saw it for Ashley.
Never.
But whenever I see people now saying, oh, how vile she is, I'm really like, this is child's play. What she's
Yeah.
doing now
Yeah.
is really child's play compared to what she used to do on that show.
Is a Karen. The fact that Monique is still friends with her and she literally insinuated that you had a miscarriage because you was drinking. And y'all friends. And she's still doing the same things to you because she trying to set you up to fight with Stacy. And
It's
you just don't see it. Like, it's crazy to me.
you
It's so crazy.
Ashley gets a lot of passes with the fandom that I never understood. Um,
Yeah.
because I always felt like the two people on Potomac that got the most smoke, sometimes it was warranted for one, sometimes it was warranted, sometimes it's not warranted, which is Giselle and Candace. I feel like those two have always been the ones that the fans either like them or the fans
Hey,
despise them.
yeah.
For Giselle, like Giselle has definitely had some times where it's like, but I sometimes think, and I was talking to one of my friends, I'm like, I sometimes think because she's such a easy read, people will sometimes like just lash out on stuff where it's like you probably should have it probably was Karen or Ashley who you really wanted to lash out on,
Right.
but because it's like, okay, that's an easy read and she's not going to do anything back.
My thing is they think everything has to do with Giselle, and that's what I don't like. I'm not even a fan for real, but every single thing is not because of Giselle. Like that for me, for one, they're grown women. A lot of these thoughts are their own thoughts and feelings. Like, I'm so tired of the narrative between her and Wendy. They equally seem like they actually like each other.
Yeah,
And not even just for the show, even on the outside of the show, I think the thing is they don't realize is like they're the most similar of the two because of
yeah.
pedigree, schooling, all that stuff. AKAs like 3 children, like they have the most in common. I
Comment. Yeah.
and they were actually friends when Wendy first came on too. So
I think a lot of
it's
people
just
forget
outside.
about that.
It's not and like Wendy kinda carries herself more mature out of everybody that's ever been on the show. She's probably one of the more mature ladies. And the
Mhm.
thing about Giselle is she can be childish, but she's actually very more mature too. So she get
Yeah.
tired of the foolishness. Like, you really think she want to hang with Ashley Darby all the time? She was happy as hell with her when they made up. Like, it's obvious.
I and that's what I keep telling people. When people say, I think something that I've noticed with Giselle will pick and pick and pick as long as you let her pick with you,
Right.
right? Once you kind of shut that shit down,
Mhm.
and then she see, okay, I'm not a pushover. That's when she's like, okay, I'll stop. Like there was in the after show, she basically insinuated, like, yeah, I fuck with Stacy because it's funny. Like I like to do it, not because I actually care about what's
Yeah.
going, like what's going on. And so I'm like, I always tell people, once you like realize that Giselle sees this show simply as a job.
Right.
Once the ladies start to realize that and not realize like I think a lot of them make the mistake of coming on thinking that this is a friendship.
I don't
When
understand that.
yeah, they come on thinking this is a friendship versus this is a job.
The the show that had the most friendship-ish vibe anyway of all the housewives is Atlanta. That's the only one that are actually friends. Like you really
Yeah,
hang out with each other even when they're not even on the show anymore. So it's like
yeah,
the other shows, I don't see that for any of the housewives. So I don't know why they think that is a friendship. First of all, y'all live too far away from each other. Like let's
right?
not,
And
not hanging out with each other.
they don't even know each other. Like when you really sit and think about it, they don't know each other. And so, like, I think that's the problem I'm having with Angel when she's like, I thought Giselle was going to be a big sister. She doesn't know you.
Giselle though, like you watched the show, you just
But,
put something to say. That's
and
not
that's,
one of
I'm like,
her.
there's no way this lady you just met, you thought that, again, it's not even like you thought Giselle was going to be a big sister. It's you don't know this lady. She
Out of
doesn't know you.
out of everybody that should have been your big sister, it should have been Wendy because y'all went to the same undergrad, but you don't see it for her because of whatever reason.
Kay. I think it's truly Kay.
Your boss K told you not to, cause y'all was vibing, and the receipt show production showed that y'all was over there having family day, and now
Yeah.
Wendy doing so much to you. Wendy doing so much to you that Giselle got to tell you it was me.
Was me. Yeah.
I felt it. It was me. Ashley also. Oh yeah, I said something too. No smoke for Ashley until now that the show is airing. During the filming, she ain't got no smoke for Ashley for real. I think it took until like the family day where she like catfish, catfish, I mean catfish. She literally had to throw it in your face.
Face.
Like,
Yeah.
she don't like you. Literally, that's the craziest thing. Like,
I
how can you
also
not
think
see that?
that's what there was, I think it was BravoKine. They had asked Giselle why she seemed so chummy chummy with Monique. And she basically insinuated that the new girls that they got, Angel and Tia, weren't giving anything worth like
Yeah,
having a back and forth.
yeah.
She was like, she's like, Monique knows how this goes.
Mhm.
And so that's what I like. Like somebody who knows, okay, this is how this goes, you know, because it's like there's no way that that catfish thing should have went on as long as it did.
Yeah. This was like Bolo Gate. It should have died a long time ago.
Like it's really I sometimes wish some of these women would kind of let stuff roll off of their sleeves a little bit more
Mm.
because I'm like, in reality, like Giselle wasn't lying. Was it rude to bring up at the table in a group full of people? Yes.
Yes.
Was she lying? No. Should that have been something that carried on for damn near 10 plus episodes? Also, no, because it wasn't that deep. Like it really could have just been something where, you know, you laughed and moved on.
I have a problem with the fact that she created a beef with the person who did not say it though. That's my problem. Like you created this whole beef with Dr. Wendy and she did not say it. She was telling you to your face that Giselle just said it and you still got a problem with her. And you took that as her calling you a catfish, but not Giselle and Ashley both saying, yes, you are a catfish. That's crazy.
The thing is, she was like, "Oh, Wendy was laughing." Everybody at the
Nobody was
table.
laughing except for Kay and who else did? I don't think Tia laughed, but everybody else chuckled.
But
Yeah,
the thing is, Tia didn't laugh. But when Tia was on Watch What Happens Live, Tia said she agreed with Giselle. She just didn't think it was the right time to bring it up.
right. And the thing is, Ashley went on to say, yeah, babe, I was thinking the same thing when I seen her pictures. Like, I was thinking she's a beautiful woman, but like, why would she do this? Like, she went on a whole speech about it, and you had no smoke for her about it. Like, it's crazy. I'm literally feeling like Angel and Kay trying to gaslight us because we can see it. They're gonna have to show me the footage of the behind the scenes because there's no way you finna tell me that you ain't hear that whole speech from Ashley Darby about her agreeing, but you think Wendy said like I just can't get with how she feels. It's to me that's mind blowing.
But the thing is, why I always thought Angel should have just laughed it off, because when Giselle said it, Giselle was like, I mean, it's not a bad thing. We all do it. Wendy does it. I sometimes do it. Like she was like, it's not a bad and she started naming off people and Wendy was laughing. Wendy was like, yeah, because it's not a bad like I think and then I hated how fans were trying to say, oh, she's post. That has nothing to do with using Facetune to edit your pictures.
She done had that baby like 2 years ago. Like,
The baby was almost 2 during the time of film. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying.
it is not like, girl, she was like when Wendy first came on, and Wendy's baby was only, I think, like 6 or 7 weeks. Like,
Or an
this is not fresh baby. Like, she's fine.
her and Ashley both had like a 6 or 7 month old when they started filming season 5.
Yeah. Her and Monique.
Oh yeah, Monique. Yeah.
Yeah, Monique. Her and Monique.
I thought I thought Dean was just born too because they was arguing about it at Monique house about how Ashley got to bring her baby and then Dr. Wendy wasn't extended the same invitation.
Yeah, but remember, like, at, Monique and Wendy came onto the show with new babies.
Yeah.
Ashley had like already been on the show
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying now. Gotcha.
and then had a baby. You know, like it
Yeah.
wasn't like Angel came onto the show and she had
Right.
just had a baby like Monique and Wendy. They both had just had
Got
babies.
gotcha. Gotcha.
Like your kid is almost 2. You're out of the postpartum
Right.
stage.
You are. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to
But
tell her.
one thing Angel isn't picking up on is her friend is all hee ha ha when she's going after Wendy, but whenever Giselle is going after Angel, her friend is mute.
Yep. She don't even really say nothing when Wendy say something. You know, she just be looking like, oh, okay. But
Like when they were at the family fun day and Giselle was like, "Yeah, I heard she got evicted." Kiana just hee ha ha. And I'm like, "Ain't that your friend?"
the people saying you was a Victor girl, I'm just putting it out. Stay quiet. Kay looking for an answer too, I guess. Like, she want to know too. Like,
I
I,
mean, it's really crazy because I'm like, Giselle's theory wasn't wrong when she said, I think Angel came here for the show. she didn't realize that we were going to be filming longer than what she was originally told, and that's why her lease was up.
Yeah, I can see that. My thing is, she's saying this is their area. They have good money. They can afford it. Why you can't build a house? If you can't find your dream house, you build it. Like, I think this is the one thing I don't like about Potomac fans, or I'll say reality TV watchers in general. When they don't like have certain experiences, they don't know how it's really supposed to go. There's been many times I've had to explain to people, because I'm not gonna say my family's like super rich, but they're well, and they do,
They're comfortable.
yeah, they know, and they built a house before, because like
Yeah.
they didn't wanna just go searching for a dream house, they built the house. Like, so that's my thing too. Most people, if they can't find their dream house and they have money, they build their dream house.
I don't think they ever planned on whenever I don't think they ever planned on staying in Potomac because and I picked up on it, one, because of the husband,
Mm.
and two, when he said, well, if we knew Tia was a real estate agent, why had we been using Zillow? You guys were using Zillow? You didn't even you didn't even have a real estate?
Yeah,
You weren't that serious
you
if you
were
didn't even
serious
have a
at
real
all.
estate agent.
Now, I might use Zillow because I ain't rich, but you
Exactly.
should not be using Zillow because you are. It's not making sense.
It's not I don't think they actually planned on moving there full time. I think they were like, we're gonna rent this Airbnb, we're gonna film, we'll see how things go. If they go well, we'll think about coming here. If not, you know, we'll go back to Colorado.
Her saying her they had an executive rental, do she mean she was on Airbnb Plus? Cause that's not ain't nothing
That
impressive about a text message.
when
Like,
they showed that text message, I said, "That's an Airbnb text message."
right,
That's the text you get when the Airbnb host is like, "Thank you for staying. Make
right.
sure you take the linens off the bed, make sure you start the dish." That was that kind of text. I'm like, that was not a text that you just get from, renting this house. And then when she was like, "Oh yeah, and all the furniture in the house is theirs." I was like, "Yeah, that's an Airbnb, sweetie."
Is that a VIP? Or do you have a membership? Because what is executive about it? Like, I
She needed to sound
and
bougie.
and here's another thing. If you can afford it, why you just can't get another rental?
That's what I didn't understand. I
Why
was
you
like,
gotta
why
move?
don't you guys just get another rental?
Why you gotta move?
I didn't that, and again, that's why when Giselle was like, I think she came for the show, I said I could believe it. She thought, which you never really, I mean, housewives, they never know how long they're going to be filming. So it's like she thought, okay, we could do this 3-month lease and we'll be good. And they were like, no, we're still filming.
I feel like she's not that smart either though, because if we are in 2 months of the 3-month filming schedule, I'm gonna ask questions like, "Hey, are we going to keep filming past this date? What is it looking like?" So I'm gonna also reach out to the Airbnb person and be like, "Hey, can we extend the lease? Do you have like another similar property?" Like, a lot of
Hmm.
things don't make sense for somebody. Maybe it's because also I'm in HR and we have to do a lot of planning. We have to do a lot of thinking about
Thinking ahead.
if plan A don't work, what is plan B? And how do we
But also, why would you rent a space for the exact time frame that they gave you?
right.
Like, I don't know. If I was doing a show like that, I probably would have given myself a week or two buffer.
I would have did a 6 months lease. It don't make
Yeah.
3 months because you're also gonna have obligations to promote the
Confessional.
show and do other things extended. And then you're gonna have the release day part. You're probably gonna have to do other stuff. So a 6 months lease, if you're really trying to also buy a house and you done saw 400 houses, like her story's not adding up if she keeps trying to say
That's another thing.
this.
if you all were trying to buy a house, why did you only give yourself 3 months?
Yes.
Anybody who is, I've never purchased a home, but my parents have. It's taken them more than 3 months to find a home.
Yeah.
So it's like, it just, that's why I think she came specifically for the show. She thought they were going to be done filming. She thought she would have been able to hijack it back to Colorado. And
I don't know what was this is giving me a this is giving me a
I mean, hell, at least Mia had a place
yeah,
during her whole tenure on. It wasn't until the very end
yeah,
that her living situation got funky. At
yeah.
least she had a place the whole time.
That's true. But well, how are you feeling about this season overall? Like, how do you think it's going for season? What are they
I'm
on? Season 10?
actually enjoying this season. I know some people are like, "Oh, there's not much going on." But for me, as long as the people are like, I'm really, when I watch reality TV, I need to laugh.
Yeah,
Like, as long as people are making me laugh, like, and the drama is not like, none of the drama is like super deep.
right.
It's more so petty drama. I'm like, okay, I could get behind this.
Everybody wants to recreate, like, Atlanta's glory days. That's when they had real drama, though. Their real lives was fucked up. They was getting into it with each other. So, yes,
Yeah.
it was great, but it was also not manufactured and overly produced. That was what's really happening. So, I feel like it's okay if the girls are just having a good time. I actually really like this season, and I'm gonna be honest, I would prefer Karen not to come back. I just don't think the show is good for her. I think it's toxic for her. I think that's what increased and heightened her alcoholism. I think she really probably need to be in rehab for real and
He
therapy.
does. I think yeah, I don't necessarily think they need Karen back.
Yeah.
I do wonder though, if I had to make a casting decision based on this cast, I think I would probably bring everybody back except Ashley.
Okay.
Because I just think Ashley is at a point where her gimmicks are no longer, it's
Working.
like they're no longer working, but they're also stupid. Like, they're also stupid because she's hanging on to things. And I think that's a big difference, that when people compare her and Giselle, I think that's a big difference that I see between the two of them. And you really see it this season where Giselle was messing with Stacy in the beginning, like the whole like picking. But then you also got to the point where you could see she was like, it's not fun anymore. Like, I really don't care. Cause like even when she was telling Wendy, she was like, I'm gonna leave her alone. It's
Yeah.
not fun anymore. Where Ashley, it's like she hangs on to anything and just keeps going to where even it's like an interview, she's keep going. It's like, Ashley, give it up. Like, it was funny the first time, but now it's like, we don't care.
She don't have a real reason. The fact of the matter is the only person that really should have some smoke for Stacey is Wendy. And that's what's getting to me. I want to like Stacey, but she's not
I
my
don't like Stacey.
she is
There's
not my type.
something that is very inauthentic with her.
And
She has
it's beyond little stuff. It's actually major stuff. Like that weed thing, the THC thing, the business, that do not sit right with me. The fact that
it
you asked
doesn't.
for more product, then you started yours, was not honest about it, and then you won't let her come to yours because it's a conflict of interest. But
I
cool when you was going to her stuff and it's room for everybody. You are like your husband. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I that never sat well with me, right? Because when they were at the reunion and Giselle was like, somebody told me that you were starting a weed business. I was like, at first I was like, Giselle, did you just like pull that out your ass? But then I was like, that also would be something very stupid to lie about. Like, that would be very stupid. And then I was like, okay, maybe she isn't lying. When she told Wendy at the reunion, she said, don't worry. Next year, when she has a weed line, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I didn't think she was lying because out of everybody, Stacey was the only one to ask her for more product. That's when I was like, red flag. When Giselle said that, I was like, red flag. And she not lying about that. Because if you really wanted more product, you purchase it. You gotta
Yeah.
go purchase it. Support your friend, right? Support black owned businesses. But you asked for it and you didn't. And that I keep telling people like that business law class that I took for my major, all that stuff is still in my brain. She could sue your ass. That's how the Kardashians keep getting sued. They pour stuff and then copy it. She can sue you if she finds any likeness in your product that's similar to hers.
And then
You did not
it
disclose that.
was another thing that rubs me the wrong way about Stacy. She has an answer for everything.
Really.
She always has a answer for everything. And to me, that comes across as you are like, okay, I need to figure out like because I'm like, the average person does not have an answer for everything. Like, there's going to be something that catches you off guard. And for her, it's like, she's like, nope, I got an answer for everything. And it's just, it's very inauthentic and she lies. And I'm like, she lies in the same way that Mia did, where, okay, people could say it's not big lies, but I'm like, what
Lana,
then happens when they become big lies like Mia? And then all of a sudden, now people are like, oh, well, maybe we should have listened.
my thing is, they are big lies. They are lying about a whole business is a big lie. It's a lawsuit. If we're being real, if you stole anything from their product, any type of likeness, anything you used it for your product to jumpstart it as your mood board, that's a big lie. I don't care if anybody, what anybody says, like that was not cool. If anything, like this is what I don't like about these type of people. They lack humility. Hey
Mhm.
girl, I'm trying to start a business. I'm inspired. That's it. That's all you gotta say.
Then the name,
Her face and make it seem like she the bad guy if she don't support you. Oh, it's room for all of us. Did she
then
say
the name, the name, I was like, okay, girl,
yeah.
there, I don't, Wendy is nicer than me. And I also wonder, I was asking myself, if this was anybody else, would Wendy let them slide?
I think so. I don't think she cares that much. One thing about Wendy is she's more self-absorbed than like the rest of them. So like when people do stuff, she don't really like harbor on it. That to me, after watching the show, she moves on pretty fast with everybody. Even with NECA with the whole witchcraft thing, she was like, "Hey, we can still be cool. We can be cordial. We ain't never gonna be friends, but we can still coexist and stuff like that." You call my mom a witch, it's probably gonna be up every day. But even then, she was just like, "Whatever, girl. It's not that serious." And still, NECA would not let it go. Like that's my thing. Like, just let it go. Sometimes I wish they would just let things go. Just let it go.
That's another situation where I feel like the smoke, yes, NECA was wrong, but a lot of that smoke should have went to Ashley. And
Yeah.
Ashley skated by in that situation.
Yeah. And she gave Ashley the smoke at the reunion. But that's the time where NECA should have also gave Ashley the
Gave, yeah.
instead of still trying to bring it back to Whitney. Like you saw she set you up and she hang you out to dry. And like I don't know what it is with them and Ashley, like I don't know how she get away with it so much. I don't know if she's begging them through text, sending them flowers, apologizing 30 times, but then still doing the same things in their face. Like it's crazy to me that Monique still hang out with her. I don't think I'll ever get over that. Like, why is that still your friend? Out of all the people you fall out with, that's the one person you should have fell out with and stayed falling out with.
But realistically, realistically though, if she would have fell out with Ashley, she probably really wouldn't have had many allies on the show. Like, because at that point, like Giselle wasn't fucking with her. Robin was kind of like, iffy. Karen is not somebody who you can depend on.
Nope.
And then she wanted a problem with Candace. And so it's like at that point, Ashley was the only one where it was like, okay, I have to still be cool with somebody who's kind of also still
But
within the in crowd that
here's my problem though. You're still telling her your business. She announced your divorce for you. Then you had to pretend y'all wasn't divorcing just to announce it again when she was telling the truth from the jump. But you didn't have to.
I still felt like
That's
Monique.
weird.
So I still felt like Monique told Ashley to do that.
You think so?
I do, especially because we know Monique was cooperating with like bloggers and fans during season 5. Because at that point, realistically, nobody was watching Carlos King show that Love and Marriage DC. Nobody was watching that. Nobody was really caring about what was going on with Monique at that time. I think she told Ashley, knowing that Ashley was going to put it out there.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, she came out, and all of a sudden, now you got People articles, OK Magazine. Like at that point, nobody was checking for Monique.
Yeah, I can see that. But just to pretend like it was never said is crazy too. Like I don't see what kind of friendship they can have. It
And
doesn't
that's
make
another it yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Ashley gets away with a lot. And I think that's also part of the reason why I could never like her, because I'm just like, you don't get the smoke that you truly deserve.
yeah.
Like, out of everybody on that cast, I think Ashley gets away with a lot, and Karen damn sure gets away with a lot.
Yes. I never saw it for Karen either. I can't get her to her. She is funny. Like at times when I rewatch it, she is pretty funny, but she has a sense of self that's just past delusion. It's not even a word for what she has. I, I don't know how to explain it, but
You know who Karen reminds me of? Karen reminds me of Sheree.
yes.
Karen reminds me of Sheree, but for some reason, I find Sheree to be more entertaining. Like, I laugh at Sheree and I'm like, hee hee ha ha. But when Karen does it, I'm just like irritated. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I know Sheree's not that smart. And so I think for me, I know like not much is going on up here. So it's funny, but Karen does it in like a manipulative way where I'm like, you've sat and thought this out.
Mhm.
But Karen and Sheree are one and the same. Sheree's just not a drunk.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of I've never been a fan of Sheree either, but I will say she has funny moments too. Like that's what I can give both of them. They have funny moments. They have moments where they look really good and they dress good, but they'll never be my people that I like.
And that I
Let's
just,
let's
yeah.